Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what things probably won't exist in 25 years. Trustworthy video evidence. This is a great one. I just recently saw a video on deepfakes. It's scary to think how fast that technology is advancing. Also great name BTW. For a while, yes. It will give rise to demand for countermeasures, and countermeasures they will deliver. Humans have always been best at selling solutions to problems they themselves created. Human cashiers at grocery stores. It'll all be mice. Instead of sighing at the 90th it doesn't scan, so it must be free, right? Haha, joke like their human counterparts, they're gonna sigh at the 90th, hello. Mice to see you, joke. GTA 6. To go along with this, the 25th iteration of the Xbox without a GTA 5 remaster. Don't forget Platinum Golden Anniversary Remastered Ultra Graphic VR Smell-O-Vision Skyrim. Me. By way of explanation, I'm 64 now. No male on either side of my family tree has ever made it to 89. Ergo, I have reason to believe I won't either. Sounds like I'd better take up skydiving while I still can. Wish you well, Bob. Hope the years are good to ya. There's a first time for everything, old Bob. Hope the next 25 years are happy ones. Cable television. It's being replaced by internet television and the shitty ads will come back. And the price will skyrocket and the bundles will bundle. We already have multiple paid streaming services with ads, and I continue to refuse to fund them, but people evidently don't care. Way too many people willing to pay for 6 streaming services, and 3 of them have ads. Same question in 1996, answers. A positive one, the hole in the ozone layer. In 1996 it was just starting to stabilize and has since become smaller than it was when we first discovered it in 1982. Video rental stores and music retailers in major cities, not including iDepedat record stores or stores that sell more than just CDs and DVDs. I'm not sure if we had any reason in 1996 to believe they wouldn't though. The internet was in its infancy, and if I told someone they could eventually watch a movie on it, they would have thought me insane. You gotta remember back then it took minutes to load a picture. Those commercials advertising compilation CDs of like 15 classic rock songs or whatever, with the scrolling song list playing a snippet of like every 4th song. Now that's what I call music, volume 20,376. Answering machines, fax machines, landline phones, floppy disks. If only fax machines would actually die out. Hospitals still, ridiculously, use fax machines. Thankfully the hospital I work with recently, like 2020 recently, switched to email. Being able to go through security at the airport even though you weren't flying. I remember a teacher's assistant telling a story about when she was younger. She was a bookkeeper for the Playboy Club. Did something in DC with presidents. But she was telling me about how before 9/11 you were able to go into the White House and use the drinking fountain. Apple's fancy charging adapters. It might happen sooner than you think. The EU just mandated a single standardized smartphone charger. Android already changed to the industry-neutral USB-C adapter, but it looks like Apple will have to do this too, now. My wife has a new iPad Air, it came with a USB-C charger. Pleasantly surprised. The Rolling Stones. I don't think Keith Richards has been really alive for quite some time. Just a walking guitar-playing zombie. No, Keith is going to outlive all of us. When the aliens show up in 1,000 years to investigate what's left of a world devastated by nuclear apocalypse, he'll be the one who tells them our tale. World War II vets / Holocaust survivors. Which will probably make it that much easier for deniers. History repeats itself. Edit, I didn't say history will repeat itself, I said history repeats itself. As in present tense. As in right now. See the comments by myself and others. My great-uncle is 99. He was shot down in AB-17, parachuted into a Dutch beet field and hid there until the Germans gave up looking. Dutch underground kept him safe for 3 weeks, handed him off to the Belgians, who got him to England for repatriation. He was sea kayaking until about 5 years ago. He's still mentally sharp but is starting to have health issues. He says thank God he can drink wine with thickener added. My grandma is 97 and he was a medic. His second wife just passed away, but luckily he is still pretty sharp too. Edit, grandpa not grandma. Isn't it already repeating itself in China with Muslims? Edit, this was a question. No need to PM me a bunch of bullshit hating on me. Good day. Yes. Among others. Australians, I feel like the emus are about to strike you guys again. Who says we're only going to strike Australians? You fiendish bastards. Have you ever been in the outback? Have you ever seen it? No, because it's just thousands of miles of barbed wire and trenches to keep them contained. That's what the government doesn't want you to know. New intelligence suggests the emu have made a pact with escaped North American prairie dogs to build tunnels for them. Battlefront about to get a lot more dicey. Large swaths of the internet. Archive while you can, folks. Whoever once said the internet was forever never really cared about niche content. Now my uncle with a basement full of array of hard disks makes sense in a way. I really hope he isn't hoarding some kind of weird porn. Yep. Do your bit, people, help archive and preserve the internet, for both reference and historical purposes. Here's a link to the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine, https://web.archive.org. To save any web page as it currently appears, https://web.archive.org/save. Please also donate to this website. It's as valuable and important as Wikipedia, if not more. https://archive.org/donate. My stamina. Must be nice having stamina. I hate having low constitution/vitality. Made a bad build early on by dumping everything into spirit and now I can't afford a respec. Telephones. Payphones. Don't even remember the last time I saw a payphone. I had to take a picture of a derelict payphone box, it was atmospheric. Payphones are required at public/community pools. Edit for those confused. Payphones are required because they can be used to call 911 in an emergency, for free, without having to worry about coverage and service or anything else that can pop up in an emergency situation, unlocking a phone / allowing anyone including children to be able to call. Plus, EMS automatically knows exactly where you are. I honestly don't think it's a bad idea. Payphones are required at public/community pools. Correction. This is true in your jurisdiction. There are no national level laws about this sort of thing in the US. And in fact this is not true where I live. Toilet paper. We will figure out how to use the 3 shells. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. What if 3 seashells is just the winning company in the B-Day wars? Privacy in our digital life. This has been way gone. It's the most concerning one. The prevalence of digital ID and shadow profiles is so concerning with how lax privacy is. Clint Eastwood. Ironically, he's always played Old Man Eastwood since the late 80s. He's been old for longer than he was young. One day the Beastie Boys will become the Beastie Boy. One lonely beastie I be, all by myself without nobody. Well, someone has probably said this already, but newspapers, not many people buy them these days. Strange thing, my last company has a wealthy client buying up newspapers. Think he owns 8 now. Kept them in business and kept them profitable. No idea how he does that. Targeted ad revenue and creative accounting to conceal the real income stream. Your youth and most likely your parents. Take either for granted today. I'm 49 and I know things. As a millennial with parents who had me pretty late, I felt this. They weren't perfect parents, but losing either one of them would be a somber experience. Thanks for the reminder. I'm a millennial and my dad was born in 1941. He died about 2 years ago from Parkinson's. I'm not ready to lose my mom quite yet. World War II veterans and Holocaust survivors. I remember, as a kid in like 1990 or 91 I knew a World War I get. There are none of them left now. Yeah, I definitely remember meeting some World War I vets at random family functions in the 80s. Not many though, maybe 2 I think. Reddit. All websites like this die eventually. Wheel shit, how am I gonna be able to check this post for accuracy? Grab some popcorn and sit and scroll Reddit till it doest work. I'm pushing 10 years here. It ain't the early century, sites are less ephemeral now. Just like FB will probably hang in there forever. Places like this evolved into a formula that works. And as far as I can tell, Reddit has only gotten more and more popular over the last 5 years. When checking Reddit is essentially part of a daily routine for millions and millions of people, I doubt it's going anywhere soon. Reddit will probably die by its own sword eventually, and ironically. I have this working theory that as of 2021 the singer Elvis is just starting to be culturally forgotten. When I was younger I used to see Elvis references every now and again. He was pretty huge, I guess, even though he was way before my time. Now I swear it has been years since I've heard or seen him referenced. To test this theory I ask people if they remember Elvis, and I get the total "Oshye, Elvis" that you might get from some obscure show from the 90s. I think it's from the silent generation dying out. The Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Queen, etc. are still culturally relevant because of the large number of boomers still alive. Elvis is fading due to silent generation dying out. The last major Elvis reference I can think of was Fallout New Vegas, and they didn't even use his music. College kids right now are cycling through the Zeppelin, Stones, Floyd, Ramones, King Crimson, etc. album art shirts. It's finally become grandpa music. Even the classic rock stations have transitioned nearly entirely to 80s hair metal instead of the older stuff. I guess the next generation is gonna be wearing rat tees. Not so fast. Warner Bros. Are making a Elvis musical biopic set for a 2022 release. It'll be fascinating to see if it will garner the same renewed interest in him like the movies for Queen and Elton John did for them, or if it's a little too late to have the same effect. For newer generations who watch older Disney movies, Lilo and Stitch will probably still introduce him to a lot of people, especially considering Disney still capitalizes on that franchise a ton through merch and their theme parks, and a live-action remake is possible. Also, I feel old referring to Lilo and Stitch as older when I remember seeing it on its opening weekend in theaters. I also remember the Elvis songs from it because my parents praised the movie for using them, to the point of buying the soundtrack and playing it constantly.